So Representative Hoverson, what do you think about the term separation of church and state?
I'm very thankful for my brother who asks good questions, and he asked about that. What about church and politics? And a lot of people think there's supposed to be a separation. Well, you might be sitting around the kitchen table, maybe some good buns that your daughter made for consumption, and talking about this stuff. Well, I want to give you just one little slice of this big issue. Christian worldview is really the thing you got to keep in mind. Not so much church, but Christian worldview. Our country was founded on a Christian worldview primarily that heavily used the Bible, the Old Testament, the New Testament. But what you need to keep in mind is Christian worldview in government does not mean favoring Christians. And I think that's where a lot of people are mistaken. They misunderstand that to mean we favor the church. Nothing could be further from the truth. Having a Christian worldview means that everybody is free, primarily free, according to God's design. Now, when we say God's design, we do not mean the job of the church of forgiveness for sins and for morality and things like that. That's not what we're talking about when we talk about a Christian worldview. When we talk about a Christian worldview, we're talking about how God designed the world. The best place to find it, for example, would be Genesis 1 and 2. That's the design for the world. That we see the Sabbath there. We see male and female there. We see life there. These are things even before things became broken under sin. From Genesis 3 forward, we have a broken world. But before the world was broken, the way God designed it, we see in Genesis 1 and 2. Good work ethic is there, for example. Stewarding the earth is there. So we want to line things up with God's design. For example, if you had a 9/16 bolt, it would be best to turn that bolt with a 9/16 wrench because the wrench is designed for that bolt. Could you use something else like a plier or your fingers or your hand or a hammer? Sure, but it would not work nearly as well. That's what we're talking about with a Christian worldview. So let's bring it back now to people. If you're a Muslim or an atheist, you will be more free in a country that is based on a Judeo-Christian worldview. Just look at the 10 Commandments, which really, most of them, there's love God, but there's love your neighbor, which is basically how God designed the world. What are they all about? Don't mess with your neighbor's property. They're about private property. They're about personal property. Don't steal from your neighbor. Don't kill your neighbor. Don't talk behind your neighbor's back. Don't even want your neighbor's stuff. See, you can see where even a Muslim would be more free to live in a nation that has a Christian worldview than he would even in a country that has a Muslim worldview. That's why a Christian worldview is the best foundation for any government. And that is what is the case in the United States of America. And that's what I promote here for North Dakota. Thank you.